What's going on, y'all? BigBossFabo, man. We are back with a video. We're doing a reaction to scary moments in New York City after a building's columns buckle. So there's been a lot of talk about a building, I guess, down in Manhattan. I said Manhattan. That's foundation is all over the place, buckling, bricks falling. So we're going to go ahead and get some context. I think there's been an update as far as, the building being resustained, right? So let's go ahead and hop into the video, man. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comment section.
People were forced to evacuate several buildings in Midtown Manhattan this morning after bricks started falling from a construction site. So according to firefighters, the bricks fell from the 21st floor of a 37-story building.
Oh, wow.
Fortunately, no one was hurt. But take a look at these pictures from inside the building. You can see the columns bending. The floors are sagging. CBS National News correspondent Lilia Luciano has our details.
Those videos that we saw were taken by frightened construction workers inside the building who had to evacuate. The building sits here in Midtown Manhattan, very close to the Chrysler building. It all started with a report of bricks falling from a 37-story high-rise under construction. But it was a situation inside the building on the 21st floor that prompted a widespread evacuation in the heart of Midtown Manhattan.
Two structural columns have buckled, in addition to multiple cracks and sagging floors. The building remains unstable.
The building was unoccupied and was in the process of being converted from an office tower to a residential building, with several new floors being added. Emergency construction inspectors and engineers flooded the area, trying to determine if the building could collapse.
It is still a very serious and dangerous situation.
Streets around the building were blocked off, including busy 42nd Street.
So I walked into the office and then I was there for about 10 minutes, and then they were like, all right, everybody out, evacuate, get out now, and then now we're here.
7 neighboring buildings were also evacuated, including a local news station now forced to broadcast from the street. Union construction workers came to the scene and blamed the building's contract.
See, that's the thing about New York, man. Just everything within such a close vicinity. I wonder what the radius is for how far you got to evacuate. Like 7 to 8 buildings out in a full circumference. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. And even talks of them saying that they're making more floors or building more floors. Construction, architecture never ceases to amaze me. How you can have a standing structure, but you're creating more levels on top of like a base. Your foundation is probably like X amount of feet in the air. If you see what I'm saying, like imagine from this picture right here, imagine if you were trying to essentially maybe add floors from this level, right? Y'all see my little marker? How you're able to add more continuous floors on top while you're building on a foundation or a structure that's midair, right? Like that's literally what they're saying. We're trying to add more floors. It's like, dang, I never knew that you could add more floors to a building that's already been built. Like, especially, you know, what do they call these? Sky towers. Isn't that another name for a building? I forgot the name. I was finna say the Twin Towers, but obviously that's not, you know, yeah. Any buildings that are skyscrapers is what I'm talking about. I said a sky tower. Skyscrapers. You know, which is not these little minuscule buildings you have in more country towns and country cities. We're talking about in the big cities. These are huge buildings. You know what I mean?
For using non-union labor.
I've been in construction 21 years, and I've never seen a beam bent in half. So this is super dangerous.
There is an active investigation underway.
You see what I'm saying?
To what brought us to this point, our focus right now is on making sure that this site is safe, this building is safe, this neighborhood is safe.
Documents show that the building has had 28 complaints, 7 violations, and that has led to tens of thousands of dollars in fines. In terms of the complaints, it doesn't seem that to include anything structural, but unsafe conditions and falling debris fall into that. The mayor's office has now confirmed that the building, fortunately, has stopped shifting.
How did this happen? Why did this happen? Let's get more
That's
answers.
awesome.
Anil
Let's just
Agrawal,
tear it
Chair
down.
and Professor of Structural Engineering at the City College of New York, joining us now. So let's get to this. We've seen the video. It is amazing to see. It's pretty scary, too. The building is going from commercial to residential. What's the first step in getting this building back on track for the change?
First of all, it's really shocking for me to see this. Buckling, I never thought I'll see in my life an actual building having buckling. So what do we do? Well, first we have to figure out what really happened. What we have seen from the picture, that the two columns buckled, what it means actually that those two columns lost the capacity, and the load that was coming to those two columns has gotten redistributed to some other locations, some other members, beam columns, some other parts of the building. So what we have to do is first, based on the drawing and whatever data is there, that we have to quickly look at and say where exactly that load went, and if it went to other members, are those members safe, and can we do something to brace them? And if we cannot do that, then, and if they are marginally stable, then there's a risk that they might become unstable and building might collapse. Right now, it's not moving, so it's a good thing. It looks like localized buckling in a very small area, one part of the building. I'm just hoping that load got distributed to members which have much higher capacity, which are not going to buckle, and the building will be safe and eventually will be able to.
Nah, I wouldn't trust that. Going from commercial to residential, man. So you got y'all turning this to maybe apartment buildings, people's homes. Nah. I can't rock with that, man. I can't rock with that. I would never trust I would never move into a building like this. Yeah. I just couldn't do it. And I think, generally speaking, like, you would understand the rhyme and reason behind it, right? Like, a part of the foundation can't sustain the weight that's above it. So if y'all have to reinforce, I don't know, I would just trust the structure that's been built from the jump, from the get-go, completely stable. And these things tend to happen over time. I mean, but in practice, you would assume buildings will deteriorate slightly, right? But you wouldn't expect the foundation to start crashing, because there's buildings that have been around for hundreds and even more than that in terms of years and whatever it may be. But even these experts are talking about they've never even experienced this in their careers. So that's a red flag to me immediately. I'm not even worried about
do something there, but it's really, just looking at the picture, it's really not possible to say what do we do. The engineers have to look at the drawing, figure out quickly where exactly that load went, and then figure out if those members are good enough, and they are good enough, then they can start taking appropriate measure to sort the building, sort those members where the loads went, and then make sure the people are safe around, and go from there.
So, I mean, this building had a series of complaints, as we're learning about a history of them, and some red flags, some concerns. Here's the big question. Would you feel safe going in that building right now?
Exactly.
Absolutely not, because to measure, I'll not say measure, but two structural columns underwent buckling, the floor sagged, it is still unstable. Maybe load went to some other members, which temporarily is holding those loads. You never know how strong those members are, and if there is a further failure, sometimes this failure may be happening slowly. That if that.
And that's my thing. It's wild to me that you got reporters at the base of this building getting their shots, getting their footage. Like, nah, the whole premise, like, there needs to be a radius in terms of where the public can't be associated or travel. Just get away from it, man. Just get away from it. Evacuate all the buildings within, I don't know, a couple 100,000 miles. I don't know, man. Maybe a couple 100 miles or 50 miles or something like that. 50 miles or something, you know what I'm saying? So, that's all I can really say, man. I'm not moving or associated with the building. I think at this point, I wonder how they do demolition on buildings in New York. Because that's the dynamic of it. Obviously, things are so close knit. It always brings up that question in my eyes, like. But obviously, I'm sure they have it down to a science. But comment down below, man. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comment section below. Supposedly, they got it reinforced. There was a new video that came out that's talking about it's been reinforced now, but I still don't even trust that. I was going to do a reaction to it, but I mean, hey, that's just the media putting narratives out there that they probably can't even really back up. You know what I'm saying? Because I just wouldn't trust this building at all. And it's primarily based off what the experts are saying. You know what I'm saying? So comment down below. Let me know y'all's thoughts. Peace, love, prosperity. God bless. We'll see you on the next video.